Yeah, I'm going to be talking about this David situation in light of recent news that broke out about this whole thing. And before I even talk about this, I think it's best that we turn off the light for this one because this whole situation that's been going on with the whole David story that's been busting out the seams since September of this year has been really crazy. It's been gripping, and I'm pretty sure for anyone who hasn't heard about what has happened at this point, I don't think I need to recap what is going on. But for anyone who hasn't known, David, or as he's spelled, d4vd, has been more or less accused, and I wouldn't say accused at this point, but there's been a lot of evidence circulating about a pretty crazy situation that happened back in September of 2025, where, for anyone who hasn't heard and has been in the news at this point, a dead body was found in his parked abandoned Tesla car in Los Angeles, and the remains of that was of a 14-year-old girl named Celeste. Now, of course, the age, regardless of how old Celeste was at the time, was confusing because some were saying she was 13, 14, 15 years old, etc. But based off of what I can research before talking about this, she was basically 14 years old when she passed away, and she died exactly one day before her birth date. And what ended up happening was they found this car abandoned, whatnot, and when this was linked to David, the singer and songwriter himself, obviously this blew up like crazy back then a couple months ago that David's tour regarding his debut album Withered was canceled immediately after this was coming out. A lot of big artists that at one point collaborated with him or supported him decided to basically unfollow, block, and even an artist like Kelly Uchis, for example, was trying to get one of her collab songs with David removed from streaming platforms because of this whole situation. Because even Callie herself was confused as to what was going on, and past that point, like there was a lot of like investigations afoot, and this ongoing investigation has been going on for the past almost 2, 3 months now. And for a while, it seemed like the obvious main prime suspect here was that clearly David was a part of this. After all, they realized that the person that was found in the car was matching, and everything that was connected from David in his past leading up to this moment here was all connecting like a weird, pure coincidence. And look, before I dive deeper into this whole mess, I just want to say for any David fans out there who was watching this video and immediately what I'm about to say soon is like an attack towards you guys, I don't care. I don't know David. I've never listened to his music at all. Maybe I listened to like a few of his songs from like the from what I've heard, he was in like the Invincible soundtrack and the Arcane soundtrack. But either way, I don't know the dude at all. I've never heard one of his hit singles. Of course, what I have done as of late since hearing about this whole thing was listen to his hit singles because one of the main criticism a lot of people have stated was that David's music was kind of eerily hinting at him doing this stuff like hit songs like Romantic Homicide and Here With Me. And again, as of November 18th, 2025, as of me recording this video one day later, it's more or less been confirmed that now David is now officially the prime suspect in the death of Celeste Rivas, the person that was unfortunately found in the car. And now there's even more news breaking out that he's actually not even like helping out with the investigation. He is actually like denying the whole thing, etc. And or basically, to put in perspective, he's not cooperating with authorities, if that makes sense. And right now, they're still going through like so much investigation, going through every digital evidence out there, every communication recovered during this whole time period, and they're basically piling upon evidence to essentially lay down the law to David. And look, as I mentioned already before talking and diving into what happened today, again, I do not know David. I have not listened to his music whatsoever prior to this whole thing until hearing about it. And I gotta say, I think personally, truthfully, based off of all the evidence and all the details that was d- set up here, I don't think David is in a good spot right now that he's innocent, honestly, because like there have been numerous like live streams and pictures and Instagrams and Snapchat feeds of where David and the girl in question, Celeste, was seen together, but in like a weird disguise. Also, Celeste was like a runaway teenager that was missing a year ago up until this point. So the fact that like this was going on, this is like building up at this point is really saying something. On top of it, the songs like I mentioned, like Romantic Homicide and Here With Me and other hit songs, the lyrics are so eerie to where it's like this dude is like referencing Celeste in such a way that he just wants to perform like this weird fantasy ish death experience. I don't know, like again, he really is hitting where it hits home with the romantic homicide gesture. I suppose I don't fucking know, but and then of course like there's the obvious reference about like the biggest physical evidence was that when they recovered the body, Celeste had a tattoo of the sh tattoo on her finger, which is eerily similar to the same tattoo that was on David's finger when it was taken at the time. And again, looking back at like all the other things leading up to like like some of his like past interviews, past music, just trying to listen to it, I'm honestly just trying to be as neutral as possible here. But it's kind of hard for me to be neutral when a lot of the evidence again is just stacked against this dude. And again, I've never heard this dude prior, and I just feel like he's honestly 100% guilty at this point. So the fact that like it took 2 months for the investigators to be like, "Yep, David's now the new primary suspect," is kind of crazy considering that like why wasn't he the main suspect in the first place? And look, I get that originally the reason they didn't make him the prime suspect was because hey, maybe this was like a assassination disposal body gone wrong type of shit. Who fucking knows? But again, with all the physical evidence, all the video evidence, everything coming out in the wake of this for the past couple months, it's pretty clear as day that I think this dude may have done something he's not supposed to do. So yeah, and what's really sickening about this, and this is kind of one of the reasons why I decided to just put my 2 cents in this video today and do it the best that I could, is that there are some David fans out there that are just defending this shit and be like, oh my god, oh no, Celeste is dead, RIP Celeste, RIP Celeste. Even that leaked track song Celeste, a lot of people are more or less saying, like, yeah, I don't care about this whole thing. I only care about the music. I only care about David because he's an amazing singer. He's an amazing artist. It doesn't matter that he committed a supposed crime. I only care about the music. Why should I give two shits about the crime? And some of these people, when I read some of the comments on the David music videos and shit, I'm just like, bro, wake up, snap back to reality, y'all. Like, there is a crime committed. You need to like separate the art from the artist in the situation. Like, are you shitting me? Are you fucking stupid right now? Like, look, I get that there are hardcore David fans at the end of the day, but this is not it, my dog. This is just fucking terrible. Like, to defend David and just be like, nah, he's not doing it. He didn't do it. You're fucking joking. This is all cope. You're making this shit up. Oh, it's fucking AI. All this other bullshit, right? And I'm just like, I like it's crazy. Like the overwhelming amount of evidence that's been going on for the past couple of months is astounding, and these David fans that have been super delusional are just not really believing it. But maybe it's because it's hard to process that all this shit is coming out right here, right now, and I guess it makes a lot of sense. But I don't know. That's where I want to leave it at because again, this whole thing is crazy, and I just want to simply talk about it because I was originally going to make a video about this when this first came out, but I wanted to wait till like more was in development later on. I might make a follow up with this, who knows? But as of right now that David's finally the main suspect in the death of Celeste Rivas, things are not looking good. I'll say that much right here right now. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you all in the next one. Later.